Okay, this company is called Inkbird, and they have a lot of smart home devices. This one is their temperature humidity sensor, IBS-TH3-PLUS-WIFI. And I love it. I'm so excited about this. It can connect to your phone. I have it currently on my iPad. I didn't know this, but I was just out, and then I got an alert because I'm getting ahead of myself. Overall, it's very exciting. You can set alerts, okay, for when you want the maximum humidity and the minimum humidity, the maximum temperature, the minimum temperature. It's amazing. You can put it in Celsius and Fahrenheit. You can have it be, as you can see here, you can have it be incrementally on a minute. Is it a minute? No, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or 4 hours. And it'll tell you how much, so 10 minutes, it says if the time interval is set to this value, the battery life will be less than or equal to 1 month. And so on and so forth. 30 minutes, less than or equal to 3 months, 1 hour increments that it checks, 6 months, 2 hours be a year, 3 hours greater than a year, and 4 hours greater than a year. And then when you go back, it wants you to press the button for that. So just press the button, and then it'll do it. It's really easy to set up. It was honestly extremely simple to set up. I will say I do a lot of these types of setups, but for that, it was very simple. It was not hard to do at all. I love it. Suddenly, so I have these. You can have them in multiple rooms. Not only that, you can set up rooms. So here I only have 3, right? But if you had a lot of them, you could monitor a bunch of different environments in your home, and especially if you had different plant environments, or if you had different plants with in different parts of the house, you could monitor that. You can monitor that. That's awesome. So sunroom, for example, I have the sunroom ICU, the intensive care unit. So I did a bad job, and I've got some plants that they popped out of my brain. I've got a lot of plants. They popped out of my brain. And what I love about this unit is that suddenly I was able to, it gives me alerts on my phone. It'll say, the humidity's too high, the humidity's too low, whatever it is. I was just out and about, and suddenly I got an alert, and it felt to me like it was my plant being like, help me. What are you doing to me? And I thought to myself, I need to go help this plant. And beforehand, it just wasn't a thought in my head. So what's also great about this, just aside from just, if you don't care about monitoring, think of it, you could also think of it as, this is a way to have your plant be at the top of your mind so you don't kill your plant. So in this little ICU, I've got a heat mat, little heat mat that keeps it about 10 degrees warmer than the rest of the room. And then there's a humidifier in the room as well. And that way I can tell when is it going to get too humid? Did the humidifier run out of water? Do I need to fill that back up? Is it too hot in there? Is it too cold? What's going on in that room? I'm not going to check it all the time. And sometimes some of those spots that temperature sensor should be isn't easy to get to. So imagine you had a bunch of these. Suddenly you can designate them to different rooms, and it's just a phenomenal system. So I absolutely love this. I love this. And just so you know what comes in the box. You get the box. And then you have a QR code that you can scan, which is the instruction manual. And you get a little USB A, is that what that is? USB old style rectangle USB to USB-C connector. Just so you know, the unit does plug in via USB-C. So if you have a USB-C charger, you can plug it into that. And when it's going too high humidity or too low, it starts, or vice versa. When it gets past your threshold of what you've designated as too high or too low, it'll start blinking on the unit itself. And then on your phone, if you've allowed notifications, you'll get a notification, whether it's a banner or whatever else it is. So I opted to get notifications, and I've loved them. It's really kept me thinking about the plants and like really being on top of it. I love the system, and I'm gonna get more of these and then test them with a larger setup. So I'll have a setup where I have multiple in different rooms and see how that goes, because I'm very excited about this whole setup. It's truly phenomenal. I was thinking about if I'm on vacation, if I'm just gone, whatever, and suddenly I don't know what's happening with my plant care, but I know that plant ICU isn't going to take care of itself. So suddenly I could say to my plant tender, hey, could you fill up the humidifier because the humidity's too low? And they go, oh yeah, totally. Hey, by the way, can you turn this thing down because it's getting too hot in there? Whatever it is, you got some primo plant care, because you'll know what's going on with the temperature and the humidity for those plants. So I love this unit. I'm super excited about it. Also, there's a product link in the description, so if you want to buy this, I have a link in there. It's amazing. I feel like I just went from the Stone Age, because I have these. Look at this. This one, this is a temperature and humidity sensor, but this one doesn't alert my phone. This is a temperature and humidity sensor, but this one doesn't alert me. This is like a whole new world. I am so excited. It feels like I just went into the future. I'm really excited about it. I think I'm more excited about this than I thought I was gonna be. Honestly. So I totally, these are amazing. Get them.